What's up guys? In today's video we're going to be talking about 6 different altcoin gems. 2 of them, they're smaller market caps. The other 4, they're micro caps. They will either do 3 things. 1, they will do multiple X's. 2, they will go to 0. Or 3, they will do both. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you guys are in the Discord, you guys already know about these tokens. If you guys are following me on Twitter, you would have seen some of these threads as well. But let's go and get into this video. The first one is Lyra Finance. The reason why I'm extremely bullish on Lyra Finance is first, the UI UX is the best in the options marketplace. And if you go and take a look at DeFi Llama, you can see that Lyra Finance just flipped and it's now number 1 in the options TVL ranking. And there's a good reason for this. They have the best UI, UX, and the TVL is constantly going up. And with the recent Newport upgrade, more users are constantly using Lyra Finance. If you take a look at the stats dashboard, you can see this is constantly going up only, especially since the deployment to Arbitrum. If you guys want to learn more about Lyra Finance, you can check out some of the previous videos I've made on YouTube and some of the threads I've made on Twitter. The TLDR for Lyra Finance is it has the best UI, UX for the option space, and it also has some of the most competitive pricing out of all the options in DeFi. And as for the market cap of Lyra Finance, this is sitting at a $47 million market cap with a fully diluted valuation of $161 million. The main use case for the Lyra token is it's used for both staking, rebates, as well as revenue share. So as you can see here on the staking dashboard, this is where you can stake your Lyra tokens and earn a portion of revenue from the protocol. Also, when you're staking your tokens and you're depositing into the vaults, you can get boosts on your APY. So first, you get revenue share with staking. Second, you get boosts on your APY. So if you're deposited into any of these vaults, these are basically taking the opposite side of the trade. So here's an example of one of the vaults on Optimism. If I wanted to deposit in the SETH vault, all I would do is say, hey, I'm going to hit deposit, and I would deposit some of the Synthetics stable coins. Keep in mind of the withdrawal delay as well as the withdrawal fee when you're going in and out of these different vaults. It's a pretty high APY for some stable coins, but just understand the risk you're taking on. And you can also take advantage of using your Lyra token while staking it and earning a boost on the yield. Also, when you're trading on the Lyra platform, you will actually get discounts when you're trading if you have some Lyra token staked in the form of rebates. So as you make trades, you'll get Lyra token in exchange. So in general, there's a couple utilities for the Lyra token. The second project I want to talk to you guys about is Quinta. Now, Quinta, the volume is literally going nuts and ham. And on average, it was probably doing about $30 million to $32 million a day. But as you can see, for March 5th, we topped almost $50 million. So March 5th isn't over. It will probably go over 50 million, but we'll see. Now, as for the Quinta token itself, it has been pumping nuts and ham. It's at $578 and it has a $95 million market cap. Now, this shows what it's circulating, but is that actually what is circulating? Well, actually, the circulating market cap for Quinta right now is around $40 million because most of it is escrowed. And I'll show you that later in this video to explain it. But the fully diluted valuation of this is $296 million. Now, in my opinion, I also think this is a meme. Why do I think that? Well, let's go and show you a little bit of the metrics for the Quinta token. And just so you guys can see the price chart, you can tell it's already done at least a 5x or actually a 7x. So here's where the sauce comes into play on Quinta. When you're staking your Quinta tokens, it gives you inflationary rewards. But here's the thing about these Quinta tokens you're earning. They are vested for 1 year. If you want to speed up this vesting process, invest it right here and get an early vest, it will give you 10% of the tokens that you got, and the other 90% is burn. You can see this in the white paper right here. All inflationary rewards and trading rewards on Quinta are locked for a 1 year period. This means rewards are in escrow till the 1 year time expires. If you want to do it early, The remaining 90% is burned to the Quinta treasury, effectively removing it from the circulating supply. So you can't really look at the fully diluted market cap to be able to be like, oh yeah, that's the FDV. No, it's actually not the case, especially if people are going to start burning the tokens, investing them early, trying to cash out and get a profit earlier. Now, this is also where the sauce comes in for the Quinta token. This is for the trading fees. If you're trading on the Quinta platform, you basically get free trading if you're staking it. You are going to get all of the fees as a rebate. So if you're trading on the platform and you have some Quinta tokens staked, you are going to get some of the trading rewards on the platform based on the amount that you staked and the trading volume that you produce on the exchange. And that's kind of also why you're seeing the Quinta volume just go nuts and ham. So in summary, let's go and give you this flywheel. The first part of the flywheel of Quinta is you're staking the token. This is simply just getting some inflationary rewards that are locked for 1 year. So they are not liquid. They don't even hit the market unless you want to claim them and vest them immediately. If you vest them immediately, 90% of those tokens are burned, and technically only 10% of those go liquid, and the other 90% are burned from the fully diluted valuation that could have been reached because it's burned to the treasury. The treasury can use that to incentivize other things like trading or even do some trading competitions, etc. Now, the second part of the flywheel is that you're giving trading rewards for people who are trading on the platform. Why is this important? Because this encourages people to trade on the platform. When people are trading on there, that increases volumes. When volumes increase, this increases rewards. When rewards are increased, this increases more staking of the Quinta token. So, start it from the top. Stake your Quinta token. Earn trading rewards. Trading rewards are only earned if you trade. When you trade, that boosts volume. When volume is boosted, this incentivizes more people to stake the Quinta token. And you have this rinse and repeat flywheel. And I almost forgot to show you why it's like GMX on roids. The first part is when you are trading on Quinta, you have low fees already enough, and you are getting those rebates. So basically the trading is free if you're bullish on the Quinta token. And you also have way more options than GMX offers. You even get to do it with some low cap tokens or some altcoins like Ape, DYDX, OP, Sol, Avalanche. Well, GMX has Avalanche. You can even do Phantom, Polygon, the Uni token is on GMX as well. But you get much more options, and you even get a couple of the Forex tokens, like the Australian dollar, the euro, and you can even do the silver and the British pound. So a couple more things you can trade on Quinta over something like GMX. So the third one we're going to talk about, you guys have heard me talk about this one on the channel before and on Twitter. This is FBomb and One Ring. But first, let's go into FBomb, which stands for Phantom Bomb. Phantom Bomb has a couple of unique tokenomics, but the most interesting tokenomic aspect that it has is the taxes. So every time you send a transaction, make a swap, or even use the bridge, there is a 1% tax. In fact, there's actually a 2% tax on the bridge, 1% for the burn of the FBomb, and then the other percent goes to the treasury, the MCLB treasury, which further then goes to buy more governance power or will be used for other products that come out of MCLB, which is Millennium Club. Now, taking a look at the governance power Millennium Club has amassed, they have a big bag of Spirit, Solid Lizard, Velodrome, Sterling, Cheat Owl, Solidly, Equalizer, and Thena. Now, what's important about this governance power is that they can use it to vote on the pools. So remember, FBomb has this 1% tax. Every time it's swapped, every time it's sent, every time it's added as an LP or withdrawn, there's a 1% tax every single transaction that goes to burn the FBomb token. This is where the sauce comes into play. As you can see here, with the governance power that they've amassed and the brides that they offer on things like Equalizer and Velodrome, they're able to get in some of the top pools. Shrap is another one of the products from MCLB, but you can see FBomb is here. You also got FBomb Conch right here. And you even have another FBomb Equalizer pool. They usually average about 100 to 200% APR. And of course, keep in mind these APRs are dependent on the equal token. So if the equal token doubles in price, the APRs are going to be higher. Also, if we have a look at Velodrome, you can see here FBomb also ranks in some of the highest earning pools on Velodrome, earning 209% here, earning 200% on the Wrapped ETH FBomb. They're earning higher APRs on these pools because of the governance power that they have amassed, as well as the bribes that they're offering to these different pools. It's also on Thena, as well as SolidLiz and a couple of other forks as well. You can see here, this is the list of the governance power that they've amassed. But remember, the sauce with the FBomb is that it has the 1% tax. So as people are going through these different chains in order to arbitrage the prices as well as chase after these yields, that 1% goes to burn the FBomb supply, which how common supply and demand works. The more demand there is for the token, the less supply there is. This causes the price pumps. Now, I'm not saying this is going to go to infinity, but you can see the tokenomics have definitely helped the token appreciate in price. Whereas from its lows in October 13th, it's already up 2,700%, which is nuts and ham. And this leads me into the other solidly ETF token. Now, you can look at FBomb like a ETF to where it gives you exposure to all these different solidly forks. One Ring can also be looked at a solidly ETF or the VE33 tokens, to where they are amassing their own governance power as well, and they are also using bribes in order to boost the yields, which incentivizes people to buy the Ring token and deposit into these pools. I mean, who doesn't want 309% APR? Or even on Equalizer, you can get, I think it's like 300% as well. Right here. Yeah, you got 183%, 216, 286. So yeah, a lot of APRs. So this is incentivizing people to buy the Ring token, pair it into the LP, deposit it into the farm, and earn a yield. This is beneficial to the Ring protocol because as they're bribing the pools, it creates demand for their token, which they can then further use that token to bribe these pools. And as they're amassing governance power, which is still a work in progress, and this is still in the early stages, they're able to use that governance power to create a self-sustaining flywheel for the Ring token, as well as their one USD stablecoin that they're looking to have. You can check out the details on Twitter. I've shared a thread about it, but they're looking to have the one stablecoin to rule them all, offering the highest yields. And you'd be able to farm with these on the different solidly forks because the governance power and the bribes that they're going to offer. Now this gets us into the fifth token. The fifth token is called Vara. Now Vara Equilibre is basically a VE33 fork on Kava. But here's what's different about Equilibre. Equilibre has something going for it, and it has to do with Kava. If we go ahead and take a look at the Kava chain, there's really not a lot happening over here. They got Kava Lin, Kava Mint, Kava Earn, Kava Liquid, Curve, Lyra Finance, Beefy, Kava Swap, Equilibre, and that's really about it. The other ones, they don't really have much of a meaningful TVL to even matter. They're under $1 million. But here is what's important about Kava. They have Kava Rise. This is a $750 million on-chain incentive program for developers. Now, what does this mean for the protocol? Well, this means that there is a lot of cash sloshing around and it has to find a place to call home. There's not many places to call home on Kava currently. So you know what they say, don't fight the Fed. And the Fed in this case is going to be Kava. They have a bunch of money to distribute, and they're going to be looking for protocols to distribute this. In Equilibre, the liquidity black hole could be one of those places. Not financial advice, of course. Which leads us into the sixth and final pick, which is Lyra Finance. If you guys like Sony Finance on Optimism, you could potentially like Lyra Finance on Kava. Why? Because they're the same exact team. And they've built a pretty good flywheel from their lows being up over 2,100% to current prices. And when it hit 44 cents, what was that? Like, I don't know, a week ago? a week and a half ago, it was going nuts and ham, and that would be much better than just 2,100%. You would be sitting at around a 3,500% just based on those numbers. Now, some of you may be looking at the price chart and you're like, wow, that does not look the best. And yeah, you'd be right. Most of this is just from sell pressure. They just had the LGE event and some whales look like they started to accumulate it to front run what's going to happen. What's happening is when you're staking this Lyra token, you're going to be earning both Lyra and Vara. But here's the problem right now. Vara had an issue on the very first epoch to where the rewards weren't active, and they will be active next epoch. So there is no Vara APR. Right now it's just dilution of the Lyra token. And people are potentially front running this in order to earn the additional yield of Vara as it goes live. So it will have somewhat of a flywheel similar to Sun. Now keep in mind, if you're staking the Lyra token, this will be locked for 7 days. So when you unstake, you have to wait 7 days in order to get that back. So that is somewhat bullish for the token in price appreciation, because if it does a massive price pump and there are whales that are staked, they can't sell. They have to wait 7 days. So those are a couple things to look at, and keep in mind these last 4 I gave are degen tokens. The first 2, they're semi-degen. At what point do you consider a degen token into a blue chip? As always, time will tell. We'll see what happens. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just 6 different coins that I'm looking at that have some interesting tokenomics as well as utilities in the DeFi space. If you guys would like to get on these picks before I even show them on YouTube, you guys can check out the Discord, links in the description below, and you can also follow me on Twitter to hear what I'm looking at. Some of the picks I don't even show on YouTube because they are somewhat degen and smaller. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Let's hit you with that wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 10 verses 15. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city, but poverty is the ruin of the poor. Yeah, I guess that's true. Having security is actually the real richness. But anyways, guys, peace.